Number one, please excuse that gut that you see right there.
Get ready for the next battle.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we have something a little bit different. So I know that I don't really put a lot of jiu-jitsu and a lot of MMA stuff out there just because of the sheer fact that I don't have anything coming up. I don't have a jiu-jitsu match, I don't have a tournament, I don't have a fight coming up. But that's still not an excuse to not put some sort of mixed martial art content on my channel. It's not an excuse. So today we have something, and I feel like I'm gonna make this a series of some sort. We'll name it something like along the lines of I don't know, move of the week or something like that, depending if I want to make this like a weekly thing, if you guys like it. But to be honest with you, it's just something to get my ideas out there, like certain techniques and moves that I'll try to workshop during training, and you know, I feel like they're effective for certain situations. I learned it from, different members of the gym or people who I've rolled with in, all my years of training. So we'll figure out a name for it. Off the top of my mind, I suck. I know. So what we're going to do today is look at two moves. They're technically the same technique from a different position that I've been working on lately. And we'll try to like break it down just a little bit to go through my mind and the thought process, and the kind of break down the technique that we'll be showing right now. All right. Number one, please excuse that gut that you see right there. I am fat right now. Do not ask questions. I don't have the answers to those questions, so don't worry about it. Anyway, so we're going to go through these certain moves. I guess the best way to explain them are, think about arm bars, but instead of using your hands to kind of pin down the arm, you're using your legs. That's the best way I can describe it. So just kind of workshopping and, based off of the role that I actually had with this fine young gentleman right here, James. He's a pretty good training partner. He helps me with my diets when I actually follow them, but that's besides the point. So yeah, he and I roll a lot, and I like to do certain moves on him, not to hurt him because he's a good training partner, but I know that he knows my style. So if I was to do something, he out of all people that I train with, can roll accordingly. So he kind of gives me the freedom to kind of move around differently with him. So let's show you the move first, right? And then we'll all right, so let me show you the move first, and then we'll talk about the technique of it, how I normally think about how to get there, possible entries, this, that, and the third, etc., etc. But anyways, let's look at it. So here we go. Pretty much starting from an anaconda. Why am I starting to say this stuff when I said I wouldn't? That's besides the point. Alrighty, so now that it's done, let's go all the way back, and let's slowly move towards the stuff that I wanted to show. So, as you can see here, I'm pretty much trying to isolate the hand near the head. Pretty much just trying to set up an anaconda without actually throwing the anaconda grip, which, let me just, it'll stay there. Perfect. The anaconda grip, pretty much like a rear naked choke grip, but from the front headlock position. I'm short when it comes to my reach, so it's kind of hard for me to lock it in here sometimes. So I normally just gable grip, but let's continue, right? As you can see, let's slowly move it. I'll drop down so I can bring their body down to sort of start getting into the position of the anaconda. But notice how he's basing out with his hands, trying to get to my hips, trying to push off. That's exactly what I was expecting. From there, normally what we are taught to do is with the outside leg, the one that's in the air, right? The highest one, my highest leg. We're supposed to pin down that top arm down, giving us enough leeway, enough slack to be able to finish our grip, the grip I just showed you, to finish the anaconda. But I've noticed that instead of just pinning that leg down, if you bring both your legs up, almost kind of like a triangle, making sure that you have control of the hip right there, you get to pin down that arm and you have a lot more control of it. Another thing that I've noticed while I was rolling is you can get the elbow in the same position as you would a regular armbar. So I started to think, can I finish with my legs, right? So I've noticed, and the best part about it from this position, if we slowly go down, I can still get the anaconda. If I wanted to, I could just keep his hand there and finish the anaconda. But again, sometimes it's hard for me. Sometimes there are people with broader shoulders won't allow me to really get that anaconda grip in. So let's find an alternative, right? Since I already know that his elbow is already aligned for me to quote unquote armbar it, why don't I hip in? Right? I already have his hand pinned down in the position that I need. As you can tell right there, if you look in between my legs, his thumb is pretty much facing the direction. Like, if you ever look at how can I describe it? If you ever teach somebody a basic arm bar, you always say that the rule of thumb is that their thumb is up in the air, almost giving you a good job sign, right? That's the same thing applies here. His elbow is aligned with my hips. His thumb is facing up. If I look down, it would have given me the thumbs up. So everything is there perfect for the armbar. I just have to execute it. So best way I do it is just keep everything in the same position that I would if I was trying to finish an anaconda. And now all I do is, again, see, I was able to do it because I have that hand pinned down, giving me room to get the anaconda grip. Sometimes it's not always going to work for me. But now that I have everything set up, I could really pick my poison. But for the sake of the video, I hip in and he taps. If I didn't want that, I could finish the anaconda choke by just starting to slowly pedal my feet towards his feet, making the choke tighter, finishing it. And again, boom. There you go. Now, on to the second one. All right, like the last one, I'm going to let the video play out, and then I'll kind of break it down a little bit more in my mind, how I kind of perceive said moves and how things could work. And I'm going to stop there before we get to that nice part, right? So now if we look back, we are in turtle. So think about scenarios that this can happen. You take someone's back, you mat return them, and you slowly start to break them down, but they try to pop up, and you're in this position. It's a common position. I don't really need to describe it past that. I actually learned this from a black belt by the name of Michael Backman, back when I used to train with Daniel Gracie. He was a big proponent of the gi, and this is pretty much a move that he showed me in the gi, but I adapted it just a little bit so that it can work, for me at least, in no gi, right? So from here, what I try to do is either I try to get inside the bicep to bring it out, or I try to grab the wrist, not in the scenario of bringing his hand back, more so to make him react. If I grab something, he's not gonna want to let me grab it. He's gonna want to let it go or move it around so I don't have control of it, right? So normally I would try to go for the bicep, but in this video I grab the arm, right? And I'm slowly moving it back for the sake of the video. What's his name? Damn, I feel like a bad teammate for forgetting his name. James. For the sake of the video, James allowed me to move the hand back just to show it. Now again, with this, what I would like to do is I'll use that back leg, not the supporting leg, but the back leg. I kind of posted there just enough so it can give my other leg time to come into play, right? And it's pretty much the same thing as last time, making sure that the elbow line, it's actually a little bit better to see it right there compared to the other video. Probably not the best, but for purposes of explaining, you can see it a little bit better. Now, as we go there, I'm pretty much doing the same thing, pretty much a diamond choke or a triangle choke type grip with my feet. It's weird to say grip and feet in the same context, but you guys understand. Anyways, right? I already have that leg caught up, but again, if I just go for it right here and attack the hands, which is not a bad idea, he's gonna know that there's something that's going on with said hand, and he's gonna fight like hell to get that hand back to position. Right now his hand is out of position for him. He's gonna try to fight to get that hand back, right? So what I do now is with my open hand, the one that's up right now, I go ahead under the neck and try to keep him occupied. So what I do is I just enough pressure for him to think that, oh, maybe I'm trying to go for the rear naked choke. As soon as I feel like maybe he's using that posting hand to try to fight my hand that's around his neck, that's again when I go ahead and I hip in to his hand, getting the armbar. I guess it would be an armbar. I mean, you can't call it a leg bar. Whatever. A leg armbar. Best way I can describe it. Leave it alone. Right now, let me go on to the next part that I wanted to show you, because I was also thinking, what if by any chance while you're doing this they try to roll in some awkward way? I literally asked James, go ahead and roll. I didn't tell him how to roll exactly. I just wanted to see a realistic take to see what would happen if I'd be in that position and I told him to roll. Normally, from my experience, I've seen certain people just roll straight. In this occasion, he chose to roll. Hold on. He chose to roll to the side, right? So what would I do if somebody tries to roll in that position? I already have the hand pinned down. So what I do is just roll with them. Make sure that you don't fucking break your neck in between the roll. So you gotta tuck it in. I try to tuck it in that little space that was afforded to me between his head and his shoulder where I have my hand at. I go ahead and I roll with him. He kind of rolls on my freaking head. But again, I still follow. I still have that hand on the neck, threatening the rear naked choke, but that's not my main priority. My main priority is keeping that elbow and that thumb aligned with my hips, which I do as he rolls. We end up with me on the back. All I do, again, is I just hip in and I finish the submission. I just seen this position a little bit too much, and by I seen it too much is I've been in certain roles where I've seen that it was available to me. I shot for it and it's been working. So again, I just kind of want to throw this video out in some part for me and in some part for you guys, so you guys can see a new technique. And for me, it's more so for me to work on it, and if I kind of forget about the technique, I could always go back to my own video and watch it and see what my old self was thinking about said video. But yeah, expect more of these videos. If there are certain things or certain moves that I just feel like they've been working lately, or I've been just hitting lately and they just feel smooth, I'll make a video about it. If there's other moves that you guys may like, certain techniques that you guys may recommend that I look and, you know, I possibly like, I'll go ahead and train to do the move for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, maybe 2 weeks max. And if I feel comfortable with that video, maybe I'm not comfortable with that video, I'm comfortable with that technique, maybe I'll make a video about this. I already have a couple. I used to do a thing on my Instagram channel. Go follow me, That Baki. It's the same thing. Where I used to do move of the day. So what I might do is grab all those move of the day videos and either A, make a solitary video for it, or B, compile them all together so you guys have something to watch. This is pretty much a short form video for me, but it's something to keep you guys entertained with martial arts. I play a lot of games, but at the same time, my first love is mixed martial arts, whether it be wrestling, whether it be jiu-jitsu. I'm starting to get into boxing, which will be a video that will be coming up soon. And again, if I have anything coming up, guess what? Road to Fight Night will be right back in action. But anyways, that's going to be the end of the video today. If you guys liked what you saw, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. And turn on those post notifications so you can see when I post gameplays or I post something that has to do with mixed martial arts. Again, in the comment section, tell me either A, if you like the technique, B, if you see something that the technique lacks. Anything right now for this, anything is good. Again, I may be not seeing something that you guys do see, and maybe an explanation helps me a lot, the same way it might help you. Again, that's really it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and with that being said, deuces.